Hey guys, figured I'd take you along on the removal of the snow thrower. Grass season's starting to get upon us and I need to start getting it ready here. I have an international harvester. I think it's like an early 70s Cub Cadet 1450. They made several versions of this machine, the 1250, 1450, and the 1650. Just only variance really is just the engine size for the most part. I guess they kind of call it the quiet line or the wide frame type series. The thrower that I have on there is a QA42A. The last A is kind of important for the quiet line series because it's adjustable to kind of fit the wider frame. So anyways, I've had this machine for many years, and when I originally had gotten it, I couldn't really find a whole lot on getting some of these different units installed on the machine and removed. So I figured I'd just take you guys along and show you how I remove it, and maybe this fall when the snow season gets a little closer, I'll make another one of these videos of putting this thing back on. So one of the very first things I do is I remove kind of this, boy, I don't even know what you even call it, this handle that turns the chute and helps aim it. There's a little cotter pin down here that I just remove, and then this whole shaft slides right out. I just generally don't like to store it. You can remove the unit with it, but I just don't want to risk it getting bent up or anything. So what I normally do is I kind of park it here in this back corner, and then I lay down a skid just to kind of get it up off the damp ground, just because metal and water don't get along too well with the rust here. So what I'll do is I'll lay this pallet down and I'll get the thing pulled up pretty close. Then I'll drop it just kind of right in front of it, and then I'll kind of, since I'm just a one-man guy here, kind of creep it up onto that pallet. So here we go. Just got to remove this piece right here from the hydraulic lift. Now that we got that cotter pin already pulled out, it should just slide out. You'll just have to make sure you have the thrower actually down on the ground, just so there's no tension on that. So it should just slide right out. And sometimes I leave this connected, sometimes I don't. There's another cotter pin on the other side, so if you want to remove it, to be honest, I'm just probably going to leave it connected up and just kind of lay it up onto the blower here, just so it's not something that gets lost very easily. The one other thing I almost forgot about here is there's a belt that runs from right down in here and runs up to a PTO that kind of sits behind here. So if you look down here, I know it's a little dark here, but you can see that there's this, which is actually what tightens and loosens that belt. So I'm just going to loosen this a bunch, take the tension off. And if we swing and look under here, I don't know if you guys can see there now with my hand here in the way, but you can see there's a belt that runs down there. So we got to loosen that up enough to be able to pop that off. So I'm just gonna, sorry about the shakiness here. Let's see. So I've already loosened this up a bunch more here. Figure I won't make you guys suffer through that. So what I should be able to do is kind of just work this off of that pulley here. of the PTO. There we go. So there it is, the belt. Now that we got that removed, we should be able to remove the rest of this. The last little part here is actually a little release bar that is just right under there. So I have to pretty much pull this down, which then in turn releases kind of a little bar that slides into a little slot in there. And then this whole unit just kind of slides out. So I'll get you guys back up on a tripod here and get that pulled off. So one other thing I'd recommend doing is making sure you label your belt. The belt that I have on my machine I think is like a 27-inch or something. I'm not 100% positive. You can kind of take a look at some of the markings I have on here. I think it says they're A27. But usually what I do is try to use either existing packaging if I still have that. Otherwise I just take like a little piece of paper and I can kind of take that, kind of wrap it around, and then just maybe just a little piece of tape to kind of hold that in place as I hang it up. I mean, it doesn't have to be a whole lot since it's only going to be sitting for probably another 6 more months before I start thinking about putting this back on. So, and then I just pretty much hang it right on up on the belt wall. So one of the last things I do before putting this thing away for the year is hit all the Greasezerks. I think there's a total of 5 of them. They're kind of all on the left side of this blower, along the kind of the shaft and right next to the kind of the chain sprocket. And then I'll kind of wipe everything down when it's all said and done. So you got 2 Greasezerks here, 1 inside here. There's 1 right here, and then there's actually 1 inside here as well. So. Well, since we got the grease gun out, we might as well hit a few of the Zerks on the machine as well. There is one, if you look at the machine here, right down by this front pedal somewhere. Let's see. There's a Greasezerk right here. I guess I'll have to get that cleaned up before I put some grease in it. And then both on the front tires here. If we kind of look down, there should be a Greasezerk somewhere right down in here. So. Well, if you guys found this information useful, let me know by clicking the thumbs up and subscribing. Thanks for watching.